Hey guys, today I wanted to make a quick video with some tips for a novice rider. I'm gonna try to make this pretty short. There's a lot of videos out there. Let's get into a parking lot. So I can do this undisturbed. Back there looks good. Okay. Okay, now that I'm in the parking lot, first thing I want to go over is looking where you want to go. This is probably the most important tip you're ever going to get about riding a motorcycle. A lot of times people crash because of target fixation. They'll end up staring at what they don't want to hit, and that causes them to veer off in that direction. So I'm going to attempt to demonstrate looking where you want to go. So here we're going to turn around through here. Make sure you're looking far ahead through the turn. You don't want to stare at something you don't want to hit. You don't want to stare at, for example, if I were going between these, you don't want to stare at that island and then veer off towards that island and hit it. You just kind of want to go between the gap, so you look through the gap. Alright, let's show that. So again, you don't want to look at that gap, you just want to look through the gap, up ahead. And it's really that easy. My first crash on a motorcycle was because of target fixation. I stared at a drainage, I don't really know what to call it, but it was kind of like this thing right here, where it's concrete, and my tire went off the road and onto that, and that was the end. I was going around the corner, I was running wide, and I was staring at it because I didn't want to hit it, and it caused me to run into it. So another run through it, make sure you look far ahead, exaggerate. You gotta exaggerate your turns too. Exaggerate looking through the corner. It really helps out, and it'll make a huge difference in your riding. Another quick tip I want to go over is braking. If you're having problems with the sensitivity of your braking, for example, if you're braking and you keep jerking the bike, try reducing the amount of fingers you use. I use 2 fingers. On the track I use 1 finger. I used to use all 4 fingers, and when I would do that, the whole bike would just jerk. I didn't have the sensitivity that I have now with 2 fingers. Make sure you practice. Get a road like this where there are less cars, hopefully, and or a parking lot like this, I should say, and practice using the brakes hard. You want to use them hard. See what your brakes are actually capable of, because you don't want to have to get into that situation one day and press them too hard or too soft. Or just learn them. Learn your brakes. And these brakes are pretty good. And that's not even full pressure. Come to a stop pretty quickly if I wanted to, and in a safe manner. The third quick tip I want to go over is clutch control. This whole time I've been using the clutch to smooth out the throttle. If I don't use the clutch to smooth out the throttle, you get a really jumpy, jerky motion when you're trying to do low speed maneuvers. And I'll try to show an example. I'll go around here, and there you go. It's jumping around on me. When you have the clutch pulled in, you start giving it throttle. You can let out the clutch slowly and let it pull you straight through. If you end up going too fast, you could just pull the clutch back in. And that'll be that. Don't be afraid to ride the clutch on a motorcycle. It's a lot different than a car's clutch, so you don't have to worry about burning it up and smelling that burnt smell. At least on most modern motorcycles, you have a slipper clutch. So there you go, guys. I hope these tips kind of help out people. Make sure you get into a parking lot. Make sure you go into a parking lot and practice, and that's really the only thing that's going to make you better, is getting out there and practicing. There's a lot of YouTube videos, there's a lot of books you can read. Twist of the Wrist, so Twist of the Wrist 2. There's even a DVD copy if you don't like to read stuff. Watch as many YouTube videos as you can. Arm yourself with as much knowledge as you want. Once you commit to getting better on a motorcycle, you'll actually get better on a motorcycle. If you go around just thinking that you're awesome all the time, chances are you're not going to get any better. It's very important to get out and practice every once in a while, especially if you haven't ridden in a couple weeks or something, a couple days even. I feel rusty after just a couple days. I want to make another video with more advanced tips, but I figured this was a good place to start. If you guys learned anything from this video or appreciate the video, just give it a thumbs up, please. Subscribe for more. I'm trying to put out a video every 3 days with the weather cooperating. It's been raining every day here. Yesterday I tried to make this exact same video and it rained on me. Sometimes I pretend I'm riding a light cycle. So here's a funny story before I end the video. A couple years ago, someone was crashing their private plane, and I guess the plane was on fire and they decided to jump out instead of trying to land the plane safely. And when they jumped out and landed on this road, and the plane landed a road over. So I mean, it's not like he was very far off the ground, but still, he was probably, you know, at least 1,000 feet, you would think, right? Even if it's just 100 feet, you're not going to survive that. But if you see up here the part of black pavement right here, well, that was paved black because of the splatter. They couldn't get the splatter out, so they decided to pave it over black so you couldn't see the stain anymore. Pretty dark story.